Your one family, one radio,
yes, Spotlight
Super
is the program
92.7
where we dissect
FM.
top trending stories of the day, stories that relate from politics, ranging from politics, governance, health, education, business, and many more well-informed and intelligent analysis. Today on Spotlight, we'll head straight to Kogi State. Well, Natasha, police, and the APC. The Human Rights Association of Nigeria, a leading pro-democracy advocacy organization, has strongly condemned the Nigerian police force and the Kogi State government for what it described as a reckless abuse of power aimed at frustrating Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. While HURIWA criticized the alleged conspiracy between the Kogi State Police Command and the state government led by Governor Usman Ododo, the first cousin to former Governor Yahaya Bello and a political rival of Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan, to prevent the senator from visiting a family home and engaging with our constituents. The group called on the police hierarchy to detach itself from partisan politics and uphold its constitutional duty as an independent and professional institution as mandated by the Police Act of 2020. Well, Natasha defies ban, gets a heroic welcome in Kogi State. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan received a rousing welcome from supporters in Kogi State yesterday, despite a government ban on rallies and processions. Earlier, the government has placed a ban that no political rally or even a convoy should be. And also, the Kogi State Kogi local government chairman had imposed a curfew ahead of Natasha's constituency visit. Though it was said that there were crises, but little did we know that it was just a hall for Natasha's visit. Joining us live to look further on this issue right here happening in Kogi State is a former senior special assistant to the national chairman of People's Democratic Party, served until 2021. We have Olamigoke Ogayemi. Good morning, Ogayemi.
Good morning, Super FM. Good morning, Nigerians.
How are you doing today? Happy New Month to you, by the way.
Same to you, my brother.
I mean,
very well too.
A new month, a new thing coming out from Kogi State. Rather, I will not say, well, a new thing, but a new thing in a way where you can't be allowed to visit your hometown anymore. We all saw the drama yesterday. What do you think first? What's your reaction on what happened? Relating from the statement coming from the police down to the government and then to coming home.
You see, we have found ourselves in a society whereby people in government use government tools. They use it in settling scores. They use it for their own personal gain, and most of the time they tend to use it to oppress and suppress people, and which should not be the case. But it is very saddening that you want to restrict people their right to movement on a day that has been declared as public holiday, and you begin to question: is all of this just to suppress an opposition in the state? Is all of this aimed at suppressing just one woman that has that audacity to face, all of these trials amidst all the suppression that she's going through? Is all of this just to favor one man, the Senate President of Nigeria, over the allegations that has been raised against him? Is all of this to compensate some people to get back to Senate after they have failed 80 years of governance in Kogi? Is all of this to satisfy certain people that feel they are God over people? And it boils down to how how the Nigerian people and how the Kogi state people themselves should come out and resist this suppression against opposition. We all know how audacious Senator Natasha has been, even when she was in SDP and when she came back to PDP. She's not someone that can be bullied. I mean, she's a lawyer and she understands the law, and that is why she has smarted them in coming down to Kogi with an helicopter instead of the usual way of coming down in a convoy. If you are saying certain people should not hold political gatherings and all of that, are you telling me there are people that have not gone to the governor's residence to go and hold the Salah, the Eid Mubarak celebration with him? Are you saying there are people that have not gone to the local government chairman's house to celebrate the Muslim festival with him? Are you saying there are people that are not even in former Governor Yahya Bello's house or other APC leaders' house to celebrate the break with them? How to someone like Senator Natasha and the local government declaring coffee for no reason, because someone has instructed you at the top to do such thing? And it is unfortunate that the Nigerian police itself has become a tool for people scoring political points. The Nigerian police is no more independent. The commissioner of police, these days you find the commissioner of police taking sides with whosoever the federal might has directed them to. And I mean, this should not be so. It is only unfortunate that our democratic values are being devalued for no reason and just for personal goals and.
But the fact that this happened 48 hours before a visit, a scheduled homecoming event, where the state government announced a ban on rallies and public gatherings over alleged security concerns. Do you also remember that before or during the election, that roads were destroyed by who? We don't know, so that she wouldn't be able to go through to vote. Well, the government had claimed that the ban is also an extended activities. Had extended the activities for fishing, incidents that happened in Kasemiya and Katubo area of the state where lives were lost.
You see, people in government, they always tend to use opportunities. I mean, when you say life were lost at a certain area and all of that, were there security intel, were there security information that has linked this to political crisis? Was there any investigation that reported that the lives that were lost were linked to political meetings or political engagements that happened in relation to so or XYZ? I mean, those are the questions we should ask. Okay, take for instance the 16 people that were killed in Edo State recently. Was there any report that they were linked to political crisis? If that kind of situation had happened in Kogi, what would have happened? That means you would have declared probably would need to declare a state of emergency in Kogi then. If certain people have lost their life and you are declaring a whole coffee, for that, not even because of that. We all know why they have declared this coffee, because they received intel that Senator Natasha was coming home. So if you are trying to use an incident to project your insensitive act to the Kogi people because of one person, I think it does not make any sense to anyone.
All right, let's okay.
Don't forget that, like you mentioned, in the last election, before this one, in the 2019 election, the road to our senatorial district was Governor Yahya Bello deliberately, it destroyed that road so that Senator Natasha would not have access to our senatorial district. What is this fear of Senator Natasha about? What is this fear of Senator Natasha about? That you are now inflicting pain. You are trying to cripple the economy of a local government. You are trying to go against the rule, the freedom and the rights of people to movement and to their daily activities because of one woman. It simply shows that they are scared of Senator Natasha. If they are putting so much energy in suppressing and oppressing Senator Natasha, so it shows you how mighty Senator Natasha. It shows you the weight she carries in Kogi State. And to think of it, how would you say political engagement? Are we in what is it called? Are we close to the election period? We are not. So you mean if I call people to my house that they come and celebrate Salah with me, or celebrate Eid Mubarak with me, or come for Easter, that means we are having a political engagement? It doesn't make sense, and they know this. But because the powers that be in Kogi, they are playing the script that has been given to them from the federal might, from the Senate presidency. They know what they are doing, and they are following these steps.
Let's listen to...
And it's to their own benefit, because there are rumors already that former Governor Yaya Bello is eyeing that senatorial seat when they eventually recall Senator Natasha. And this thing about Kogi State always trying to suppress people that are not in line with their devilish and satanic acts. Look at the instance, look at the same thing that happened during the tenure of former senator, Senator Dino Melaye.
Yeah,
because Senator Dino Melaye was vocal in the House, and he was going against the devilish act they were doing in the National Assembly then, and against the federal government. What happened at the end of the day? They recalled Senator Dino Melaye, and the election they did afterwards in that senatorial district was marred with violence.
Before we go further on this, all right, thank you. Before we go further on this, let's hear from the woman herself, Natasha, the one who is in the center for all of this, the senator herself. Let's hear from her what she had to say and all she said during the homecoming.
About 10:30 p.m. on the 14th day of March, at about 10:30 p.m., I got calls that Governor Yahaya Bello was with Akpabio. That night, let me say this now. On the 14th of March at 10:30 p.m., mind you, 2 days before that, which was on the 12th, Akpabio had called Governor Dodo on the phone that he should commence my recall. But Governor Dodo told him it would be impossible. No, hold on. This was what Governor Dodo said on the 12th. Listen. He said,
Oh, there.
On the 12th of March, Akpabio spoke to Governor Dodo to recall me. But he told him to be impossible because the masses are with her, yes, the people are with her. But Akpabio was not satisfied. He then sent for Yaya Bello. And it was actually Senator Asukwo from Cross River that drove Yaya Bello from Hilton Hotel. I was informed of everything. And when I got to know, hold on, the meetings was in two folds. He told him to commence my recall. And that he was going to fund it. Of course, money's changed. The second thing he told him was that he should try and kill me. I didn't make this public, but I wrote to the IG of police. And Akpabio told Yahaya Bello, I am saying, standing by what I've said. He told him that he should make sure that killing me does not happen in Abuja, it should be done here. So it will seem as if it's the people that killed me here. I didn't make that public. any evidence that your recall is being planned? I said, I don't have any evidence, but I know that the meeting took place and this was what transpired. But you see, 3 days after, the recall started and they called me, oh, you said it. I said, I did tell you that this was going to happen. But what is it now for us? We saw what happened. They came around, deceived our women that there was an empowerment program going on. They told them to come out.
During our welcome rally or our homecoming right there in Kogi State. Let's also listen what she when she addressed our people, our constituents also.
Nobody and nothing can stop me from coming home. This is my land. I am the
Right there, Olami Goke or Gayemi, and we're being joined also by a barrister. Barrister Samuel Adegoke, Esquire. Barrister, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let's Ogayemi, you had Senator Natasha right there. You saw the chairs. I'm sure probably you've seen the video also. The crowd who welcomed her, the mammoth crowd who welcomed her. And now we'll go to the barrister on the allegations being made to her. But with the kind of crowd that received Natasha yesterday, I must ask you, Ogayemi, do you think things will change?
You see, when the people are aware of their rights, they know where they are headed, it will be difficult for people of authority, especially in cases where they are using it for their personal vendetta. It will be difficult for them to succeed. Who God has blessed, no man can stop. That is the case of Senator Natasha. You can see for someone that they have, their salary has been told, someone that does not have access to the National Assembly, someone that has been deprived of a right to represent people in an illegal suspension. That doesn't make sense. You can see how people came out for her. You can see the crowd. You can see the love. And without saying much, it's evident that the people love her and the people are willing to stand by her. If the people are with you, there is little these people can do against her. And the narrative is changing already. I can bet that with you. I'm sure they're already re-strategizing on other means.
Changing to what? What's the narrative changing to?
It's changing to that she's the people love her. It's changing that they might not be able to recall her because people are coming out. The required numbers that they will need to recall her, they might not even get it if she's already having that kind of crowd in an environment where they declared coffee.
But like politicians will say, maybe they pay some people to come out there. You know, the dance troupe, those people who arranged the tent and all those things. You know, politicians will come out with.
Would people come out because of money against gun? They would. Freedom of movement. She's not being oppressed or suppressed. Those cases you can find out. Okay, well, if you have the right information, maybe some of them were paid to come out. Maybe some of them were induced and all of that. But in a situation whereby that they've declared coffee. Do you know what it means under that kind of situation to come out for someone? My brother, it is beyond money at this point.
Okay, it is beyond money.
It is beyond money at this point.
Let's go to the barrister. Barrister Samuel, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Barrister, a local government chairman imposing a curfew. What does that say into the law or in the law?
Imposing curfew, I think it's a government duty. And then we all know that we have three arms of government, basically, which under the executive arm, the local government also is like an autonomous body. But that being said, whatever might be the case for why the local government chairman declared a curfew should be known. And maybe probably in cases of insurrections, maybe there is an emergency or there is an intention of emergency that is probably requiring a curfew. So in that case, I'm not sure if there is any, so to say, in that part of Kogi State. So maybe it's just one of those attempts at silencing a political figure. And in this case, the senator in question. So I think to an extent, yes, local government chairman can declare curfew, but it must be on the basis of, okay, there is an emergency, there is an insurrection, or maybe there is a political target, right? So if any of these cases is not given, as it may be, then I'm not sure the curfew, in the real sense of it, is legal.
I thought they would go through processes like having security meetings and all of this, with security chiefs. Even in the local government, we have some vigilantes and some security heads in that particular local government. So I thought they would have the usual, security meetings. We saw that happen in the federal level where the president had meetings with the security chiefs before he called on the state of emergency right there in River State.
River.
So
exactly. So that's why I made mention of the fact that it is not out of duty for a local government chairman to declare such, but it is now imperative that the local government chairman consults with the security chiefs in the states. In fact, if such is going to be declared, thank God it was not declared entirely in Kogi State, because that would have amount to a sort of power play. But in this case, it was declared just within where the senator is going to be received by our people. So all these things are just one of the things that play out when there is power play. So it is best described as politics or politicking. So let's put it that way.
Okay, Lagos, don't forget, you can be part of this conversation right here on Spotlight on Super 92.7 FM. Yes, callers, and let's talk. 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711 or 0802 978 8003. 0802 978 8003. The other lines is 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Let's talk. Yes, we're talking about Natasha, the police, and the APC. And now I'm coming to Barrister. Barrister, we saw police, telling Natasha that as it is right now, she shouldn't come into the state, that they got intel of some things happening and all of this. Does it seem to be, in a democratic state, the police, does it seem to be like police has lost their assignment, or is this part of the jurisdiction of the police to come out to make sure a statement of a senator, or not even a senator, a member of a citizen of a local government of a state, not to come home?
Well, I'm not aware of that letter from the police, Nigerian police force, as regards to Natasha not coming home. But I think I saw in the media where she held her homecoming, and it was a massive rally. Indeed, the people of our constituency, they came out in numbers to actually support her. So to speak on whether the police or the Nigerian police force has that right to inform a citizen of the country not to come back to either a constituency or not to come back to his or her state.
Yes, police had asked Senator Natasha to cancel a planned Salah rally in Kogi State. And that was the commissioner. The commissioner of police in the state, Mila Dantawaye, said that last Tuesday. And if the public, the PRO, ASP William Aya signed the statement. So police, yes, told her to cancel a planned Salah rally and not to come home.
Well, then again, that also brings me to the point that this whole thing playing out all started in the Senate floor, right?
Yes.
Where she was suppressed, so to say. And let me actually divide it into two parts.
Okay.
So there is an allegation of sexual assault on the senator, which is on one hand. There is another issue of the fact that the senator herself, which is Senator Natasha Akpoti, actually violated a Senate standing order, which cumulated to a suspension. Now, these are two issues in a different form, which need to be addressed individually. So on the part of the sexual assault, I'm quite aware that Senate on Ethics and Committee, they are actually investigating that as it stands. While on the issue of a suspension, this comes as a result of what she did in the House, and that was what resulted into a suspension. But when a police or the Nigerian police force now jumped into the arena to say that a citizen of the country and an indigene of a state cannot actually do a welcome back rally. I mean, except if there is an inherent alarm, or maybe the Nigerian police force got an intel as regards to the fact that the rally the senator is going to have in our constituency is going to cause harm to the state. Then we can say the police have that right to haxa, to cancel a rally. But to say that there is none of such, I mean, there is no intel, no information whatsoever that the rally is going to cause havoc in the states, then the police should not be jumping into the arena by telling a citizen of the country not to do a welcome back rally. I mean, this is what is obtainable everywhere, and it is not a rocket science. The police should know better when to actually step into a case, and they should also know better when to actually stay out of a case. But I would just say that we find ourselves in this position because of the fact that we've not been able to distill issues on their merit. Now, when there is issue before us that we're supposed to be looking at, is there actually a sexual harassment or there is none? Is it true that the senator actually breached the standing rule of the Senate, which resulted to a suspension? Is a suspension coming at the right point? These are issues that we should be talking about. We should not be talking about police coming into the arena, giving directive to the senator for not holding a rally. But I'm very so glad that even despite that, she was still able to hold the rally, and a number of people came out, and it was a successful one. So I think to an extent, we can all see, and it is glaring, that the Nigerian police force as an institution is being used. But by who? We don't know.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Let me come over to Ogayemi right there. Ogayemi, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, now, we saw, you heard the allegations made by Natasha talking about the assassination allegations, where she said that Akpabio and Ododo, had a talk about assassination. But I remember back then, during the elections, where Dino Melaye had claimed that he survived assassination right there also in Kogi State. I don't know if you remember, this also happened, talking about assassination attempt, where Dino Melaya said that he was shot at and all of this while trying to campaign for governorship candidate in Kogi State. So with all of this coming out, what do you have to say, having the fact that incident like that happened before, and now Natasha is also claiming to have this? How do you describe Kogi State in a whole, and all of this political crisis coming out of the state?
She might not be too far from the fact that she might be under assassination threat. There is a since Governor.
That's to say she's not. There is a lie there.
No. What I mean is that she's very close to the truth. I mean, I don't know her facts. She must have gathered also her own intel. But you know what they say about pattern. People have their own pattern. You have your pattern of living. I have my own pattern. And this is a pattern of the APC-led government in Kogi State. I mean, if the same thing had happened during Senator Dino Melaye's tenure in the Senate, this was the same pattern they went through. First of all, they started by recalling Senator Dino. Then there was series of assassination attempts on him. If not that he was able to afford a bulletproof, he had a couple of bulletproof vehicles that protected his life. And eventually, they recalled him during the election. They rigged him out. So it's a pattern of former Governor Yaya Bello, which, as far as I'm concerned, is still the one in charge of Kogi State. I mean, it's a pattern for that APC-led administration in Kogi. What they know how to do, and if you ever go against them or go against their leaders, it is the same pattern. So it now boils down to how the security agencies are reacting to a lot of things. And just to mention some of the things Barrister Adegoke mentioned. Okay. I don't know exactly whether Barrister Adegoke is trying to minimize his words and all of that, because the Constitution is clear on certain things. And don't forget that Senator Natasha, she's a lawyer. She's a brilliant lawyer. There is no provision in the law, in the Constitution, that has given a local government chairman any right. The best the local government chairman can do is to recommend to the state governor that, okay, there is a need to declare coffee in my local government. After consulting with security agencies, then the governor takes it upon himself, look at those recommendations, call for an emergency security council meeting, and then declare the coffee. And of course, Section 2 of the 1990, Section 5, subsection 2 is clear on who can give a public order act, which is the governor. So, and it has to be for a period of time. So why are we politicizing, these things when the Constitution is clear? And that shows you how, and the part where APC leaders are going with this. They are trying to devalue the Nigerian Constitution. We've seen what they've done in Rivers State. We are seeing what a state governor and APC leaders are doing through a local government chairman, which is illegal. So, what I'm trying to say in essence is that the APC government, they have a way and they have a pattern. And this is a similar pattern that they used for the removal of Senator Dino Melaye, which is coming to light again. So if Senator Natasha is coming out to say that there are already security intel that she's under assassination threats, are we not going to believe her if we've seen someone, if we've seen the pattern before, especially in the same state? This is the extent where people in government are using government tools to harass people, to suppress people for their personal gains. I mean, this is a seat that they will leave after 4 years or leave after 8 years. And who is Senator Natasha representing? She's representing, thousands of people in her constituency. Yes, she has violated some rules in the Senate. She has been suspended. We should not even.
Do you know a senator also has been suspended before? Do you know a senator has been suspended before for 3 months, and there were no noise?
Which was illegal. We've mentioned on this program the case of former Deputy Senate President Senator Omar Agege. He went to court, and the judge was clear on it that you cannot suspend a senator for not more than 14 days. And they've exceeded that in the case of Senator Omar Agege.
A senator too from the north too was suspended. A senator from the north also. I can't remember his name.
I think that was the former leader that was removed
as
the leader.
Yes.
Yeah. So because
so all of them didn't make noise. Why is this so loud?
No, that's not right. I think the senator from the north that was suspended. In his own capacity, he went out with the public outcry and all of that. And you see what they did. They recalled him, and they also, they removed him. They got his punishment. They removed him as a leader in the house. So that shows you that when you are not in line with their satanic and devilish acts, they make sure they suppress you. That is the situation where we find ourselves. That is how they are trying to destroy the democratic institute we are trying to build in Nigeria. It doesn't just make sense. And look at Senator Natasha. She's a woman, for crying out loud. How are you showing that you are encouraging women in politics if you are putting so much energy in oppressing her like this? To what extent? To what extent? And people are out there. Women should come out and make sure that this government do not just go away with this in trying to suppress this woman. If you are suppressing a man, it's a different thing. You know he has the mental capacity to chest some of these things. He can easily call some of his inner caucus and find a way around it. But a woman, for crying out loud, and going to this extent, it doesn't speak well of our leaders. It doesn't speak well of our institutes. All
right, let's go straight to social media where we have a message coming in for our WhatsApp saying, "Good morning, crew. Olamilekon from Lagos. For Natasha issue, remember, APC government is always against anything protest or gathering by another party. Remember, NSAS, where innocent people were massacred. Also, hand bad governance protests. They will say it's treasonable and they sponsor anti-people protests to disturb, also using army and police. Now the same is happening to Natasha because they know that she's even more popular than the governor of the state. Because if they do free and fair elections and she contests, she will beat the government black and blue. So they don't want her to be popular. Unfortunately, she has beaten Akpabio APC and all. Well, I said the conspiracy can't work again. They have shot themselves in the foot. It's a shame. The worst of us is ruling the worst of all. Truly, there is a country. That's Olamilekon from Lagos. Yes, keep your message coming in on WhatsApp. Here, 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Or call us on 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. You can call the other lines on 0802 978 8003. 0802 978 8003. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, please call us back 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Yes, sir, we're talking about the drama unfolding right there in Kogi State between Natasha, Senator, police, and the APC. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Dr. Shidwadi. I'm calling from Badagry.
All right, Joke from Badagry. Please make it.
I'm glad to hear the narrative this morning. And I just first hope that the speakers are not speaking on behalf of the radio station, because some of the questions and the solutions could have been exciting. I'm a woman, and for whatever Natasha is fighting for, she needs to substantiate it. First, let us not be beclouded by all the dramas that have ensued from the frustrate. The initial argument is the fact that she violated the Senate rule and procedure. That being said, number two is the fact that she has made an allegation. This allegation needs to be substantiated with evidence. Glad to know that she's a lawyer, and I expect that by now, evidence against the Senate president should have been provided. Every other act of going to a constituency and declaring of curfew from local government wouldn't have come to bear. The way she's going about it is going to make it difficult for Nigerian women to support her. Let it be substantiated that, yes, I was sexually harassed, I was assaulted, I was, whatever language you want to use, and give us evidence. The last speaker that said he expect that women will come out and support her. No, that could be inciting. You are not going to be incited over emotions. You're going to be incited over facts and figures. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Right, thank you very much. God bless you too. Well, I need to crave indulgence that talking about the speaker talking on behalf of our radio station. Well, we're a non-partisan radio station right here on Super FM, and we just talk. Yes, we call the government attention to issues, and then we critically analyze issues. That's all on the spotlight on Super 92.7 FM. Well, we'll still have a barrister right here, Barrister Samuel Adegoke. And also we have a former senior special assistant to the national chairman of PDP 7 till 2021 right there, Olamigoke Ogayemi. Okay, keep your call coming in. Let's talk right here. Spotlight on Super 92.7 FM 0705 690 0927 0705 690 0927 or call us on 0802 502 7711 0802 502 7711. Barrister, okay, before we come to Barrister, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Patrick.
Patrick from where?
From Gomo.
All right, Patrick from Orile, please make your comment.
Yeah, from my own, from the way I see people things playing out concerning Natasha, is announced the case of an outright oppression, and it cannot submit to her. The last caller who says is a woman, I don't understand her own point of view. The woman has made her petition. She has a case in court. Is it not in the court process that the evidences will be provided? Is this woman waiting for Natasha to come and begin to bring evidence on radio? I don't understand her own point. So everybody should support Natasha. That's my own point of view. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, that's your own point. Barrister, are you there?
I'm still with you.
All right, you had the callers there. Women also saying that, well, allegations with no evidence. I remember that Natasha actually, tendered some evidence to court, but it seems to be like the evidence were not substantiated also. And all of this, the way she's going about it, she has said it that let's not attach emotions. Do you think it's about emotions playing here or reality?
Well, you see, the first caller that called in,
Okay.
I'm so shocked because I'm shocked, and the reason why I'm shocked is because these are the things you expect, and he's not micing those words, right? She didn't mice them. One of the issues that is playing out right now is people do not know where to step in as regards to the fact that these allegations are not holding water. There are no evidence. It is not backed up by evidence. And you see, when you're trying to push a narrative that people can see through it, that it is baseless, but you are riding on it to actually jeer people to have sympathy towards you. And to just digress a bit, recently the senator went to the to an international body to go and report the Senate president. Now, one of the issues that the international body raised was as regards to the principle of audi autrem patem, which states that you have to listen to the other party before you come to any conclusion. Okay. Now, one of the issues is that in as much as you're raising an issue of allegation against the Senate president, you need to also back it up with evidence and facts in order for people to pick up this evidence and say, oh, truly there was a sexual harassment. Truly there was a sexual innuendos from the Senate president. In as much as all these are not put in place, you are just playing to the gallery. You're playing emotion. You need people to have sympathy on you. You need people to gel and rally against you. But meanwhile, there are no evidence of facts to back it up. That's on one end. Now, on the other end, about the suspension, yes, it is clearly stated that a senator cannot be suspended for more than 14 days.
Barrister, sorry to come in. Sorry to come in there. That's exactly what the woman was saying, that all of this Natasha is playing out are just emotions, that there are no evidence to it, and the Nigerians should stop attaching emotions to everything she's saying or doing.
So exactly what I'm saying about the fact that we
so could it be that what she's saying are wrong, are just political, and then Nigerians are just playing by our scripts, or Nigerians are being emotional by our script?
You cannot just discard a statement from a party. I mean, that is why it is very important that okay, there is a principle in law that states he that alleged has to prove. Now, the senator is alleging that there is a case of sexual harassment, but you have to prove it, and you have to prove it to the strict sense of it. So that is why it is very difficult sometimes to actually just discard these issues because they are controversial. So when you're saying that she's actually running emotions, we need to actually go down the drill by asking her certain questions. When were all these sexual harassments occurred? I think I listened to one of our TV programs that she had an interview with Rise TV, and she said that there was a particular time when the Senate president invited her and her husband over to his house.
Yes.
And it was when they were in his house that the Senate president was talking about one thing or the other. All these things are just mere statements.
Okay.
It needs to be documented. We need to have a documentary evidence where the Senate president was asking you out, or probably requesting that you visit him in a private space. These are the things that you're going to use along with your media runs. You cannot just be pulling people with emotions. It doesn't work that way. We've actually gone past the era where you are actually alleging that somebody is sexually harassing you without evidence backed. So that is why I think that at this, the senator herself really needs to check the things that she's pushing to the media in order for her not to actually err on the path of the law. Because at the end of it, if this investigation from the Senate Ethics Committee comes out and the Senate president is vindicated, what then becomes of our position in the House?
All right, quickly, let's go to the... That's a good question. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning
to your guest.
Good morning. 1 minute, please. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Ben, calling from Eva.
All right, Ben from Iba. Please keep it short and simple. 1 minute.
I don't think that this woman do not have evidence because in the one that happened at Apaibo, in his residence, where she alleged that the Senate president told her, holding her hand, told her to come back. That when she was telling the Senate president that your house is so beautiful, he said, when are you coming back so that we'll have quality time? She said by the time she looked back, she saw her husband was very close to them behind. Her husband was coming behind, you very close, pressing phone. The other one, he said it was in the Senate president office that she was begging for Ajokuta, which is in her constituency. The Senate president said, only if you take care of me, if you take very good care of me. It's not today they start accusing Senate president for this. Even Joy Nunez slapped him. Joy Nunez claimed that he slapped the Senate president, and the Senate president did not deny it. By this time, the Senate president was supposed to resign. He's supposed to resign. Why do you want this woman to bring out evidence by now? If she bring out evidence now, she will destroy her case. Do you understand me? So when the time was on, and if she do not have any evidence, now that we're in the era of technology, she know what this woman is up to. Do you know that Natasha was not supposed to be a leader, a committee leader in the Senate? She's a junior ranking officer. How can you make her a leader?
All right, thank you very much for your comment. Yeah, quickly, Ogayemi, are you there?
I'm here.
I mean, you had the callers, you had our barrister. In 1 minute, what's your thought in all of this? 1 minute, please, because you're out of time already.
Okay, so if I'm traveling through Benin Road and I was attacked by armed robbers and they collected my phone, they collected my bags, they collected my money, and I get back to my house and I tell my wife and I tell her that my love, I was robbed though, but nothing happened to me. There was no mark on my body or being beaten, or there was no gun, there was no bullets penetrating through my veins and all of that. Would you say, okay, I got home and lied to my wife? If I don't have evidence of something happening, does that mean I should not talk about it? Does that mean if I see the same person that has robbed me, I should not still accuse him and say, this man was the person that robbed me at gunpoint on so day, on so day.
All right, start rounding up.
I mean, we're trying to create an environment where people are just silenced because they don't have one proof or the other. Yes, I get it from a legal angle, and it boils down to we choosing when it pays to use the law and when it does not pay to use the law. And that's what I mentioned, that if Barrister was not minding was where